preparation is the #1 thing, and you guys are obviously committed to that, or you wouldn't be here on a Sunday morning, But the biggest thing is take yourself to the next level. You guys are sure you're all talented and try to have success with your travel ball team in high school, wherever you guys are playing now. But once you take your talent to the next level, whether it's college, professional, there's always going to be a whole nother crowd of guys just like you. It's stuff inside you that's going to make you get better. You're not going to just walk in and keep shining. You might dominate around Delaware, you might dominate in college, but eventually there comes a time where talent only takes you so far. It's the other stuff. It's preparation, routines and stuff like that. And I think that's huge. I just got back from Cleveland last week actually, and for a winter development, which is something to help guys like myself make a transition from the minor league level to the big league level, which is really exciting for me. It's obviously you guys all want to do that. It's why you're playing baseball, and I'm one step away now, so I'm hungrier than ever now. And being in Cleveland that week, listening to guys talk like Peter Gammons, Terry Francona, who else out there? Travis Fryman, Sandy Alomar. I got to talk to a lot of guys, kind of pick their brains on what it takes to get to the next level. AAA and the big leagues is a whole different game. Just like when you guys get on the high school field or the college field, it's going to be a different game. It's going to speed up on you, and the game can speed up on you fast. And just going about your business the right way. Having a good mental approach to the game, as well as obviously keeping your bodies in shape and stuff of that nature. Eating right. Obviously you're going to have to perform in school too. Obviously you're not going to be on the team, so. Everything outside the field, you have to put it all together. It's got to take the talent, the preparation, everything, put it into one. That's what's going to make you, be the best you can be, really. But I'd rather, not sit up here and just wing it and talk. I'd like to, open it up to, question and answer if there's anything specific you guys would like me to touch on. I think I've played at a pretty high level. I've played, the upper levels of the minor leagues. I've played with some guys down in Venezuela that 15 big league veterans. I've been around a lot of guys. I've experienced a lot. This is my 6th professional season already, and I think I have a lot of information and knowledge about the game that I could help share. Help you guys out with. But so if there's anything you guys would like me to touch on, any questions you guys have, whether it's about preparation or whether it's about getting a guy out, anything whatsoever, I'm pretty sure I can help you guys out with.
From the time that you wake up in the morning on a game day, how do you prepare as a pitch?
Can you repeat the question?
That's a good question.
Loud?
Saying from the time you wake up on a game day, how do you prepare for a game? I think that's a great question. And for me, it's going to be a little bit different because I play every single day. We play 150 games in roughly 160 days. So we don't have many days where we're sitting around not focusing. So my days pretty much all run together, and that goes back to routine. I have a pretty strict routine. What I do from the time I get up, some people say baseball is a superstition, but I look at it more as you're on such a strict schedule, and you have to be so prepared and have such a strict routine to be able to go through the grind of a baseball season. That I eat breakfast at the same time every day. Sit around, watch TV for a little while, get lunch on my way to the field, get there. I get in the hot tub at the same time every day. I get my arm massage at the same time. I go stretch out, get my body going in the weight room, do my bands before I even go out on the field. Then I'm going out on the field. I do all my running, stretching, bands again. Do my throwing program. Throwing program is probably the biggest part of my day. That's what I'm working on. I'm a pitcher, so that's all I do is throw. So take your throwing program is very serious. You guys shouldn't be out there just playing catch to get your arm loose. You should be playing catch with a purpose, trying to work on things. Your delivery, whether it's pitches, keeping the ball down, stuff like that. And then, come back in, stretch out again, ride the bike, go out for the game, wait for the phone to ring. Every day for 5 months. So.
Any tips on preparing with high school, with school, like they got the schoolwork and they got a game right after school? Any thoughts that you have now looking back?
Yeah, see, it's a little bit different for you guys. You're coming right out of, your last class of the day. Would you have an hour to roughly an hour, 2 hours? Well, you guys play night games sometimes, so it's a little different.
There's some night games, but basically you're after school. You got practice and ready to go.
Well, you're getting out of class and just run through your car, your locker, you're getting dressed, and you're going out there. So it's a little bit different. You can't really prepare quite as much, and you don't want to be focusing on practice, while you're in school and whatnot. But I would take that little bit of time to do what you need to do, get your body going, whether it be stretching, running, get a lift in. Try to get some kind of routine to get you physically and mentally where you need to be out on the field. On a game day, you guys should have those of you guys who are pitchers, you should have a pretty good idea of what you do on a day-to-day basis. What kind of throwing you did the day before, what you're going to do that day to prepare for the game, what kind of running you're going to do. You shouldn't be out there, long tossing a ton, killing your arm, and then going out for pitch the game. But another thing, pitchers, when you're warming up, one thing that I'm sure you might be getting to that point, but I would grab a lineup card from Coach Nick when you're going into the bullpen, and prepare yourself, see who you're about to face. And then maybe your last 10 pitches in the bullpen warming up for the game, you should visualize yourself facing that 1, 2, 3 hitter to prepare yourself. You shouldn't be in there snapping off breaking balls if you're going to be facing the lefty throwing changeups, and then you get out onto the mound. You should have a good idea of what you're doing. We have the luxury of being able to look at film and advanced scouting and stuff like that, so it's a little easier to prepare for a batter. But you guys, ask your teammates, ask friends, ask Coach Nick, anything you know about that guy, how you can get that guy out. Same with a pitcher, how can I get a hit off of this guy, stuff like that. There's so much that you can do that I'm sure you guys aren't doing at this point, that you can make yourself better in a lot of ways without not just the physical part. Lifting weights and all that stuff is one thing, but there's a whole other part to it that's going to make you guys a lot better once you figure that out.
How long should your bullpen be, roughly? Is it based on number of pitches? Is it based on the weather? Is it based on how you feel? Is it based on time? What's it based on?
Well, me personally, I'm a bullpen guy, so I don't really have much time to warm up for a game. The phone rings, I throw 10 pitches and have at it. But you guys, if you're a starter, I think the biggest thing is just before you even touch the ball and start throwing, you should be pretty sweaty and ready to go. Your body should be fully warmed up. And then from that point, I don't think there's a set number of pitches you should have to throw. You should, in a ballpark of maybe 20, 25 pitches, but, not max effort, but getting your arm loose, work on locating your pitches, stuff like that. Whatever you feel has your body ready to go. I think there's no set amount. Everyone's different. I know some guys that throw 50, 60 pitches in the bullpen and then go out and throw 8 innings, which, is pretty ridiculous. I know other guys that throw 10, 12, and they're ready to go. So it just depends on the person, really. But just whenever your arm's feeling good and you're locating your stuff, you might not want to go out there if you're still got some, cramp in your arm and you're not locating the ball. You might want to stay in there and work some stuff out. But I guess it's different from person to person, I'd say.
We got to get going here, but can you throw any other pressing questions? Sorry. Go ahead.
Where we at?
Loud question, please.
Can you kind of follow up on the question? What's your number one pitch?
My number one pitch? Oh, my number one pitch is fastball. I'm a late inning reliever, so what's that? I'm a fastball slider guy. Throw changeups to lefties, but mostly all hard stuff. More of like a power pitcher, fastball slider guy.
He's identified as a power pitcher, so he's going to throw or attack hitters a little bit differently with each kind of pitcher.
Yeah, I pretty much throw a lot of fastballs. Just come right at guys.
Located fastballs.
Yeah, throwing strikes down in the zone. It'd be all right. Anything else before we get going? I know I can sit up here and talk all day.
You said something about lifting. What do you do for lifting during the season?
Lifting, I think right now is when you guys should be lifting heavy. I think during the season it should be more maintaining than lifting, because you're so much stress on your body playing every day, and you got all these travel teams. You're playing a ton. You're traveling. The travel's not good on your body. Playing 3 games a day is not good on your body. So just make sure that you're loose and you're keeping yourself strong during the season. Maybe you're lifting, I don't know what percent you would take off the weight, but you're heavy lifting, getting yourself really strong should be the off season. During the season, maybe cut back on the reps, cut back on the weight, just maintaining, keep your body strong, but also keep yourself that you can play the next day. You don't want to be in the weight room squatting 400 pounds, then have to run the next day, So just being smart about it, really.
Right when you finish pitching, what do you do to let go?
What was the question? When you're done pitching, what do you do to let your arm recover? I think that's a good question. After I throw, I normally I do a little bit of bands, get a stretch, do some sleeper stretch, and then I ice for a good 15 to 20 minutes. And I heat my arm up and ice my arm every single day. But like I said, it's different because our season's so long, so it's a lot more of a wear and tear on the body.
You do cardio?
I'll occasionally ride the bike, but I usually do all my cardio before the day starts, like during the day.
The one thing I will add to that I know is important is to you got to replenish the blood supply that's traumatized, especially the shoulder. So to do that, you've got to do band work, you've got to move, so you get fresh blood to that traumatized area. You'll recover much quicker. If you wait, you've got a 3-hour window after the game to do some of the stuff that Mr. Bryson was talking about.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, like I said earlier, all these things are, more like persons. It's going to be different for every person. What makes you feel good. If you guys want to do the arm bike, you want to run, you want to crush bands, always do your rotator cuff program and stuff like that after the game. That's one thing that I don't know how I forgot to say that. That's the first thing I do. It's my rotator cuff. So, a lot of bands, rotator cuff. Just try to wear those muscles out, like he said, get the blood flowing, and then before you ice, you just don't want to walk up the mountain and throw an ice pack on there. It's kind of
real quick. We got to get going here, Rob. I appreciate it. Can you just talk about? We emphasize a lot change of pace or change up. Can you talk about maybe some different types of pitches? How you grip a change up? How you grip a curveball, slider, cutter, fastball? Can you do that?
Yeah, how you would use those pitches?
No, not how you would use. We don't have time for that. Just how you grip it, I guess. You have a baseball?
Yeah, I do. 4-seam fastball, obviously, everyone should be pretty familiar with that. And then 2-seam fastball this way. And then I'm a slider guy. I hold mine here. Some guys go this way with the slider, this way with the slider. Again, personal preference. And then you got the circle change, straight change. I don't know. I'm sure you guys have probably thrown change-ups. That's definitely I think it's probably one of the best pitches in baseball. I wish I would have learned it earlier on. And then curveball, some guys throw the spike. I don't throw a curveball anymore, so I don't have a grip to show you. But when I did, I held it like this. But again, grips is another thing that I've seen some guys with some pretty nasty pitches, and I see the way they hold it, and I'm just like, how do you even throw that? But actually, Corey Burns, the closer we had last year, threw his curveball off of 2 knuckles, which is never seen anything like that before, but has one of the best curveballs I've ever seen. So obviously he's doing something right. But it's personal preference. No one can tell you how to hold the ball if it's not comfortable for you. So I would play with different grips. This goes back to throwing programs on your practice days. Working on different grips, see what works for you, see what's comfortable, see who you can command. There's no right or wrong way to do it. So don't let someone tell you, oh, you have to throw your curveball like this. If it's not comfortable, if you're not commanding it, if it's not getting the break you want, then switch it up. Different finger pressures, moving your thumb around. There's a lot of different things you can do, and trust me, you'll continue learning. I'm still learning, playing with finger pressures to make the ball cut and sink, stuff like that. So there's a ton of different things you can do with the ball.
Very good, Rob. Thank you.
All right, thanks guys. I appreciate it.